Hello everybody, my name is Lictor24, welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another 40k news roundup. Now, I know you guys can't see because I'm not a YouTube camera boy, but I'm currently rubbing my thumb and my forefinger together. That's how little 40k news there's been. I literally have to make this motion with my hand to, just to show how little there's been. And it's no surprise why. We've got Warhammer Fest and Coventry coming up in a couple of days, and if you had any big releases to be released or, news to drop into the general public, that's probably where it's going to happen. And while this is backed up by the wider YouTube public in general, people just talking about rumours and rumours and rumours and nothing but rumours because there's nothing tangible to talk about. But there have been one or two slivers of news over the last couple of days, so we can talk about them. Right, guys, starting from the oldest to the newest, the Warhammer update. Not the big FAQ, just an update, really. This one, I think, is predominantly aimed at the meta of 40k right now, and I think that the biggest losers in this one are Knights and Eldari as Space Elf soup combos, and you can tell by reading it why. As with most meta things, it's when something is designed in a certain way, the designers had a certain vision, but obviously when it translates to the tabletop, it just gets the shit kicked out of it to win games. And there's nothing wrong with that, it's just not exactly what they had in mind. So, an update for those of you who are really into your meta. I think Space Elves and, Knights took a big hit in this one, but I wouldn't count them out just yet. Space Elves are notoriously tricksy, and Knights are big-ass robots, so I think they'll survive. Second up on the news, we have a rumour pick, and this one is nothing to write home about. It's basically a gauntlet, as you can see here, holding a shaft of a weapon. We don't know what it is. You could say this could be Space Marines, this could be Chaos Space Marines. Hell, nah, I don't really think it could be anything else. It's going to be either Space Marines or Chaos Space Marines. If it's 40k, this could be anything in Age of Sigmar. It's a gauntlet. It's a hand in a gauntlet holding a haft of a weapon. It could literally be anything in that range. So, Rumour Engine is ambiguous as ever. Ambiguous? I think that's the right word. Some kind of fun news, I think. Funko Pops. Now, I think we've known about this for some time, at least I'm pretty sure I have, that Games Workshop were going to release their own, or team up with the Funko Pop people to release their own little type of Funko Pops. Surprise, surprise, they're all Space Marines. Surprised Chaos didn't get a little looking on there. Little Abaddon the Despoiler Funko Pop, but no, all Space Marines. You got your Ultra Breach, Blood Angels, your Dark Angels, and your Space Wolves. So that's the four major flavours of Space Marine covered. We're moving on up in the pop culture world, guys. We make small plastic men, and now we're making slightly larger plastic men with big heads, because we've made it now, guys. We are in the mainstream. Well, if we're not in the mainstream, then we are dipping our toes into the mainstream. Hey, I'm all for fun little things like this. If there was a Tyranid one or G-Steel Cult one, I'd snap it straight up. But, I love plastic crap, which explains a lot. Moving on. We have Kill Team. Now, again, this is something that we've known about for some time. Kill Team, as I think I've made it plain, my thoughts on Kill Team. It's Games Workshop's method of getting people into the front door of the 40k world. Rather than going out there and buying enough to make a small 40k army, just buy small skirmish teams. And they are bolting on extras onto the very base of Kill Team. First it was Commanders, and now it's Elites. Pretty soon, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a fast attack and a heavy, and before you know it, well, son, you've got yourself a 40k army just by playing Kill Team and buying Kill Team boxes. And, surprise, surprise, you built up a bit of terrain as well. It's a genius move from Games Workshop, and you can see it in action. I mean, I played Kill Team today with a few friends, and it was really enjoyable. And you just get to thinking that only if I had this, and only if I had that. And this is what these little these little additions to kill team will do. You want elites in your kill team? Well, now you've got elites. You want a commander in your kill team with elites? Well, now you've got that. Like I said, wouldn't surprise me if I saw fast attack and if I saw heavy support. And there you go. You've got yourself a 40k army. All you gotta do is relearn one or two rules and you're set to go. It's genius. Games Workshop covering from the very smallest parts of 40k up to Apocalypse, which is something we're going to see at Warhammer Fest soon. Something that I'm very, very keen on. And supplying terrain to go with the armies. And it's just a good idea. And I look forward to seeing the kill teams in action and to seeing what additions to Warhammer kill team that we're going to get in the future, because I doubt they're going to stop at elites. Speaking of terrain though, I think that's something GW could be doing a lot more in their 40k armies. Now, I've said that, I've made it known in the past, that the new 40k terrain that comes with the armies, that the fortification, things like that, are badass. I mean, you had the Eldari Webway Gate, you had the G-Steel Occult's Tectonic Frag Drill, which is a great piece of scenery in itself. I know it's an actual model, and it can actually be used and have stuff interacting with it. Same with the Webway Gate, but it just looks amazing. This all started, I think, with the Nurgle tree, the Blight tree, which looked really good. And I'd like to see Games Workshop continue with this train of thought of every time they do a big release, hey, maybe that army likes their own pieces of terrain to go in there as well. Maybe an Astra Militarum tank refueling depot. I mean, we've already seen an Orc mech shop. That's pretty good. Maybe a Space Marine sentry post. Maybe a Necron tomb complexed outcropping. Hey, if you can bring back the spore chimneys and the spore digestion pools that Forge World used to do for Tyranids, I'll be a happy bunny. I mean, I'll snap them straight up. Anyway, that's an aside. Let's talk about more news. The Australian Championship, that's happened, and this is where we got the first sort of glimmers of what we might be saying at the Games Day. And one of the first things we saw was this big-ass Chaos Knight. And I think it's not really that hard to read in what this means. It means that we're going to be getting more Chaos Knights. If not actual dedicated Chaos Knights to certain gods, we're going to get upgrade sprues for the Knights, most definitely. Or maybe a new character in itself. I mean, we've already had a Knight character for the good guys. Maybe we're getting a Knight character for the bad guys. Really interested to see this one. I think Knights are one of the cornerstones of 40k right now. You see them in most of the top lists, and it's not hard to see why. They're big kick-ass robots that are tough as hell, have a shitload of firepower, and can really lay the hurt on people. I mean, most lists nowadays have ways of fighting Knights, or bringing Knights to the table. For good or for ill, regardless of how you feel about these things, they are part of 40k mainstream now, and they're gonna get more love. Again, another thing I'd personally like to see is Lords of War equivalent to Knights in every 40k army. So I would have loved it if Games Workshop wrangled or snagged some of the stuff from Forge World to make it from the Forge World resin into GW plastic. Again, a plastic Barbed Terrajewel, plastic Sire Terrajewel, a plastic Tantalus for the Dark Eldar, basically giving them Lord of War equivalents. I know the Necrons just had the Construct, I think it was. My friend's got one of them, and it is badass. So I think with Knights and more Lords of Wars, games are starting to, particularly the competitive games, they're starting to take a distinctive shape of big smashy killer units supplemented by stuff that can buff them. But hey, it's one of those things that we're just going to have to watch play out. But as far as this picture goes, yeah, quite keen to see what kind of Knights or upgrade sprues that GW will have for us at Warhammer Fest. We've also had, quite interestingly, something teased for fans of the Omnissiah, Adeptus Mechanicus. We had the nice little video there, riffing on, can we have some flyers? No. Can we have a dedicated troop transport? No. And it goes on and on and on. So I think that's quite curious of what what items Adeptus Mechanicus might be receiving in the near future. And it's so ambiguous, it literally tells us nothing. We know that, every army's going to get something at some point, but with these kind of things, we just know that, fans of the Omnissiah will be getting something a little bit sooner than everyone else coming up. Curious about this one. Might be worth a good laugh when they actually do see what it is. And finally, a lot of people have been talking about this. The Iron Hands, I think it is. Yeah, the Iron Hands new Tech Marine. And to be fair, it looks really, really good. This one was, again, teased at the Australian Championships. So I know a lot of people have been... Well, it's one of the things that I think Games Workshop have going in their favour. It's that they don't really need to do a lot to whip the 140k community to a frenzy. We do that all right ourselves. And it's things like this that really do it. Because the second this image came out, you was like, oh, Iron Hands are going to get their own codex. Iron Hands are going to get their own codex. Guys, that means no. Just because you're getting a model released doesn't mean you're getting a codex. Ynnari have got models. They've got 3, which is like 2 more than this picture. And they haven't got their own codex. They've got an index in a White Dwarf magazine. So this goes into just the rampant rumours that have been happening over the last week. Oh, we might be getting a White Scars Codex. Oh, we might be getting a Raven Guard Codex. Emperor's Children. Oh, it's all coming. Yes, I can see maybe some of them happening. I can certainly see Emperor's Children getting their own Codex because they've got their own unique feel. As far as Loyalists go, guys, listen. I think if you're holding your breath for Iron Hands Codex, you're going to die of suffocation because I can't see that happening anytime soon. But, I am only human. I have been wrong in the past on occasion, so maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. But, again, wouldn't hold your breath for it. And, well, that's it, guys. Like I said, it wasn't going to be a long video because there's not been a lot of news to talk about. If I had to just do a little quick segment of things that I want to see at the Warhammer Fest, I think that the story really, really makes this game better. So if we've got a small advancement in the story, doesn't even have to be anything to do with the main storyline of Guilliman and Chaos and Imperials. Hey, us Xenos, we've got stuff going on too. Come check us out. I mean, I'm sure that Tau expansion's kind of interesting. The Necron Dynasty's awakening. Just, another story beat to follow. Vigils was cool, but let's keep this ball rolling. More story, please. That'd be nice. Also, with Apocalypse just around the corner, and I am very keen to see how that works. This goes back to what I was saying previously. I think this would be a good time for Games Workshop to bring other armies to the night party. I mean, Eldari have got theirs, the Imperials have got theirs, Chaos have got theirs. I think Lords of War, everyone should get a Lord of War. Every army, regardless. Dakar should get a Lord of War, Nid should get a Lord of War, G-Steel Cult should get a Lord of War. Do Orcs have a Lord of War? Is Gazgul a Lord of War? I'm pretty sure he is. Is he? I mean, I would have thought Swarmlord would have been a Lord of War, but he's in HQ. But you know what I mean. Everyone should get their own big toys to play with. So it's not just, Knights and Eldari Knights. You know what I'm stabbing at here. More Knights for everybody. Because, everyone likes to play with big robots or big monsters. So why not give everyone a chance to have their big robot or big monster? That's what I'm hoping for at the Games Day. I keep calling it Games Day. It's the Warhammer Game Fest or whatever. I don't know. I'm speaking poorly out of my arse. It's been a long week, guys. Anyway, that's it for this news roundup. Again, sorry, not a lot of news, but that's not my fault. Hopefully, I will be able to get some filming equipment together through a friend and actually video some stuff down at the Warhammer Fest. Because I'm going with 3 other friends. And yeah, that'll be quite nice to see if I can get some pictures to share with you guys via the YouTubes for anyone who can't go because of distance, finances and whatnot. But fingers crossed that will happen, and I will catch you all next time. See you later.